So all of it's this. This is what I was twisting it for like golf. When you this, everything's this.
That's how you get the power?
Yeah.
What is it that you're doing there? You're really shifting your weight,
yeah,
right?
it's balance.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson is reportedly training with Terence Crawford to prepare for his showdown against YouTube sensation turned boxer Jake Paul. This unexpected collaboration has generated a buzz across the boxing community and beyond, promising an intriguing mix of experience and contemporary skill. Mike Tyson, known for his ferocious power and unmatched legacy in the heavyweight division, has returned to the training ring with a renewed vigor. Partnering with Terence Crawford, one of the most technically gifted and dominant fighters of this generation, Tyson aims to blend old-school brutality with modern precision. Crawford, holding an impressive undefeated record, brings not only his elite skills, but also his deep understanding of today's boxing landscape to the training camp. In advance of their bout in November, Jake Paul has received a stern warning from Mike Tyson after the YouTuber stopped Mike Perry via 6th-round knockout on Saturday. The boxing contest between Tyson and Paul was originally scheduled to take place this week, but it was rescheduled for November due to Iron Mike's May medical concern. But the 57-year-old is determined to battle Paul, and in a scary post on X, he warned his much younger opponent of how soon their fight was approaching. He said, 118 days, 16 weeks and 6 days, 17 weekends, 2,832 hours, 169,920 minutes, 10,195,200 seconds. The clock starts now. In addition, Tyson uploaded a video of himself staring at Paul on TV in silence before the latter defeated former UFC champion Perry. In a tough match, the 32-year-old bare-knuckle fighting champion occasionally put the YouTube sensation's chin to the test. Nevertheless, Paul stunned Perry with a devastating combination in the 6th round, stopping him in the 1st and 2nd. Paul did not take long to honor his courageous opponent that evening. He said about Perry, "He's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long. I just hit too hard, but he took a lot of damage. That's a W, baby. I'm so excited." Before their anticipated showdown in November, Paul also urged Tyson to sign the contract, but he also made a jab at UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. "Alex Pereira, you said you want to box. I'm the king of this. Come over and we can make it happen," he said. After beating Perry, Paul sent his own message to his next opponent saying, "Mike Tyson, your next big boy, sign the contract, November 15th on Netflix. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to go home and prepare for that one. It's happening November 15th. Mike Tyson is training. He's back, looking crazier than ever. I'm going to get another KO and prove everyone wrong once again. Everyone said I was an idiot for taking this fight, that I was risking it, but this is why I'm here. I take big risks." Tyson last entered the ring in a lackluster draw against fellow boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. His most recent professional bout, nearly 2 decades ago, ended with him retiring on his stool after 5 rounds against Kevin McBride. Despite the setback, Tyson remains resolute about his return to the ring. Jake further added, "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport. You're a legend. You're one of the 2 most famous boxers ever to live, you and Muhammad Ali. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm so honored. You're a legend, but I'm going to take your throne, brother." After postponing his comeback, Mike Tyson expressed his gratitude to his global fan base, saying, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, my doctor has advised me to reduce my training intensity for a few weeks to rest and recover." Tyson further added, "My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year." Once Jake Paul stopped Mike Perry in the 6th round, he made a pledge to stop Mike Tyson. Paul knocked Perry down in the 1st and 2nd rounds, yet the tenacious bare-knuckle boxer and former UFC star persisted and pushed the match into its latter stages. Ultimately, the YouTuber managed to floor Perry once more, prompting the referee to halt the fight and declare Paul's victory. After his 10th professional victory against Mike Perry, Jake Paul commented on Perry's toughness and resilience. He apologized for the duration of the fight and acknowledged Perry's reputation as the king of violence and BKFC champion. Paul noted that he hit hard and inflicted significant damage, resulting in a win for him. He mentioned that although he expected a tough fight, he managed to knock Perry down in the 1st round, but Perry Perry survive. Paul then addressed Mike Tyson, challenging him to a fight on November 15th, which would be aired on Netflix. He expressed his excitement and stated that he would go home and prepare for the bout. Paul remarked that Tyson was training and looking more formidable than ever. He aimed to secure another knockout and prove his critics wrong once again. Despite acknowledging the risk, Paul emphasized his willingness to take big challenges. He expressed his admiration for Tyson, calling him a legend and one of the most famous boxers alongside Muhammad Ali, but asserted his intention to take Tyson's throne. Paul also revealed he had been feeling sick in the build-up to the fight and that he suspected he had suffered a broken knuckle. He added, "I put it on the line. I didn't feel good leading up to this. I was sick and my knuckle was badly swollen up like a big ball. My knuckle was basically broken before the fight." Asked if his injury might delay his fight with Tyson, Paul said, "It didn't delay this fight. I'm a warrior. I'll fight through anything." As many MMA enthusiasts had anticipated, Jake Paul secured a knockout victory over Mike Perry in the 6th round of their boxing match just minutes ago, after dominating the BKFC star throughout the entire bout. UFC fighter Derek Brunson believes this decisive win suggests that the Paul-Tyson fight is unlikely to happen. However, the problem child's impressive performance has raised new questions about whether he will actually face the 58-year-old Mike Tyson on the rescheduled date. "There's no way they still do Tyson versus Paul," Brunson wrote. Along with congratulating Paul on his win, the UFC community also noted the "good finish from Jake," as former champion Kamaru Usman put it. While pointing out the disparity in size between Paul's matches, Aljamain Sterling also gave the former Disney star credit for constantly improving in every fight. Josh Thompson, on the other hand, said Paul's victories were called into question because he faced opponents who were smaller than him. But Nate Diaz supposedly made fun of Mike Perry on X, saying, "LOL, he was shitting himself. Interest in a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight appears to have dwindled, with many believing it would be far from competitive." Tyson, nearly 30 years older than Paul, has well-documented health problems, including mobility issues that sometimes require him to use a wheelchair. Observers point out that if Paul could handle Mike Perry, a seasoned combat sports athlete known for his durability, a 58-year-old Tyson, who hasn't fought seriously in over 20 years, would likely struggle even more than the BKFC star. Meanwhile, according to his agent, Mike Tyson has resumed training and is anticipated to hit the boxing gym again at the end of the month. The former heavyweight champion was recovering from an ulcer flare-up. Tyson, age 58, has been engaged in resistance training and cardiovascular exercises over the last few weeks, according to his agent, Andrew Ruff. Ruff also mentioned that Tyson, who experienced an ulcer flare-up on May 26th, has been receiving treatment from Dr. Danny Issa, a gastroenterologist at UCLA. Ruff said, "Everything is on track. His doctor over at UCLA, they've been monitoring him really closely. They're super happy with the progress. Everything is kind of full track to get back in there end of July and get working. I've been told that everything is completely on track and he is on pace to have no limitations at all." His physicians, Dr. Issa in particular, don't believe there'll be any limitations at all. It was unclear how Paul's fight against Perry would impact his matchup with Tyson. However, Ruff stated that Tyson is in favor of Paul and his manager Nakisa Badarian's decision to fight Perry. Ruff said, "Look, everyone is very interested, and certainly there were a lot of conversations, and this was Jake's and Nakisa's decision, and Mike supports it 100%, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll be watching very intently." According to Ruff, Tyson has been training in France, where his daughter Milan has been playing tennis, and Las Vegas, where he owns a property.
Nice. Come on, punch him. Yeah. Yeah.
Being well enough to return to full-strength training after more than a month off was the aim. Ruff said, "So really right now it's been a focus on getting him back in shape to go do that," which he is. Health comes first, and that's something that his physicians were very focused on, and making sure that he's in the best position to come back completely 100% ready to go. And so that first moment, that was the focus, was on our camp, to make sure that he would be healthy and ready to go for Jake Paul. Moreover, in response to criticism of Deontay Wilder's impending rematch with YouTube sensation Jake Paul, Mike Tyson has responded back. In a conversation with Esquire, Tyson responded to the criticism, including remarks from Wilder, who had questioned the prudence of Tyson returning to the ring. Tyson, who remained composed at first, brushed off these concerns. Tyson questioned, referring to the 38-year-old Wilder, "Then let Mike get hurt. You don't have to worry about paying my bills." Reflecting further, Tyson became more animated, challenging Wilder's perspective. "Everyone says this makes no sense, but he's how old? He's not who I am. He can't go to Mongolia and have somebody know who the f he is." Prior to Tyson's recent knockout loss against Chinese heavyweight Zhili Zhang in early June, Wilder had voiced his worries about Tyson's health. In a statement, Wilder expressed his best wishes to Tyson while criticizing the decision to approve the fight. "I think it's bad the commission has licensed Mike Tyson because he hasn't been active in 20 years. People can get hit in the wrong place and at the wrong time. He's too old for this." Despite the criticism, Tyson is undeterred and remains optimistic about the rescheduled fight on November 15th. He has been releasing training videos that highlight his his enduring punching strength. The veteran boxer's return, delayed by a medical issue, has generated considerable excitement, and Tyson is resolute in demonstrating his fitness and skill. Wilder's concerns highlight the potential dangers. Wilder said, "God forbid he gets hurt. No one gives a f about Mike. If they did, they wouldn't sanction the fight." He pointed out that despite Tyson's retained power, his stamina and fight setup are crucial, warning that without them, the fight could turn into a clown show. Mike Tyson's most recent bout was an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. Despite his age, Tyson's athleticism left a lasting impression on the audience. In contrast, Paul is significantly younger than Jones, but does not possess the same level of skill. Prior to the postponement, the bout was tipped to be one of the biggest combat sports events of the year. Although YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul is 31 years younger than Mike Tyson, he is unafraid to take on the man in their much-awaited showdown this autumn. Actually, the renowned fighter has a positive outlook on the situation as a whole. In an Esquire interview, Tyson discussed the ongoing counsel he's received from friends and family concerning the dangers of battling Paul. At 27, Paul has impressively shifted from social media fame to the boxing arena, where he boasts a 9-1 record. But for Tyson, it isn't up for debate. Tyson told the outlet, "I'm a glory junkie. I love people thinking about me all day. I'd rather live a short life of glory than a long life of obscurity. It's just who I am. This is all I started fighting for. To get all this fucking status, I'm going to be chasing it for the rest of my life. I know that. I'm never going to get what I want because I'm one of those gluttons for pain. I can never get enough." Tyson, who turned 58 at the end of June, was on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles in May when he was reported to have suffered nausea and dizziness. His rep said in a statement at the time that the incident had been due to an ulcer flare up 30 minutes before landing. The medical incident involving Tyson sparked worries and fueled speculation that the fight might be canceled. However, most valuable promotions later revealed that the bout would be postponed after Tyson's subsequent consultation with healthcare experts. On the other hand, Conor McGregor has slammed Jake Paul for setting his sights on Tyson again after his victory over Perry. The former UFC welterweight was easily defeated by the YouTuber-turned-boxer in their early Sunday morning battle in Tampa. The 27-year-old Paul saved his battle with the legendary boxer Tyson for November by stopping Perry in the 6th round. The two were initially scheduled to square off this weekend. However, McGregor was unimpressed with his performance and went on a scathing and accusatory diatribe against him on social media. The former two-division champion wrote on X, "Jake Paul is the biggest I have ever seen in my life. 40-pound weight difference and still shitting himself in there. Nakisa, you should take him to Vegas? Oh, that's right. You could never. The athletic commission testing, real fighting." He further added, "You could never." And then calling out 60-year-old Mike Tyson fresh off an in-flight medical emergency? I swear to God, a fat can of piss. Most valuable bag. After that, McGregor focused on Perry's performance. The BKFC star, who entered his fight against Paul having won 6 straight. Platinum is no longer on the roster, according to the Irishman, who also shares ownership of the promotion. He wrote, "Hey Mike, you're released, and you can go and compete in your smelly, dirty boxing championship thing. The smell of it? Good luck. You're fired." Paul quickly learned about McGregor's most recent accusations and his purported dismissal of Perry. The problem child wrote, "Conor's on Twitter all the time. He's on his yacht all the time. But guess where he's not? The ring fighting me, so he can talk all the he wants." But the notorious MMA Jake Joseph Paul from Disney Channel. In his brief stint as a professional boxer, Paul has been accused of using performance-enhancing substances on multiple occasions. The former Disney star, however, has always denied ever using PEDs and has cleared every drug test he's taken. In January 2022 message to UFC boss Dana White, he said, "Steroid test me whenever the you want. It is 2 weeks after my fight and I'm a fat and I take it as a compliment because there's no other excuse to me knocking out all your champions then. This kid does steroids. Look at me. Look at that, a fat." Meanwhile, Jake Paul also slammed Conor in his recent podcast appearance.
Perry apparently got fired from the BKFC by Conor McGregor.
It's actually kind of sad. I don't like it.
It is sad. No, it's sad. It's horrible.
Yeah, especially because he's like, bro, when you're promoting a fight, you can't be friendly with people, but I think he's awesome.
Yeah,
he's funny.
He's fucking
He's
hilarious.
great at promoting.
Mike's fantastic. He's magnetic.
It was hard to talk shit to him the whole entire week because I thought he was hilarious.
On the other hand, Mike Tyson has said that his wife frequently tells him he doesn't have to finish his battle with Jake Paul. Paul asserts that his opponent has resumed training at the gym following the rescheduling of their fight to November 15th. However, the bout, marking Tyson's return to professional boxing after nearly 2 decades since his last fight in 2005, remains the subject of significant criticism. Even Tyson's wife expresses skepticism about the event. He said, "My wife keeps saying, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this." And I'm like, no, I do have to do this. Meanwhile, the YouTuber is determined to stay sharp, knowing that this bout could be the most significant of his brief career. Jake said, "Mike is the baddest man on the planet, one of the greatest heavyweights, if not the greatest heavyweight of all time. He has so much experience. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy, so focused, so one-track minded, then it just got pulled from underneath me. It was a lot to handle and it transitioned into something else." Jake Paul added that many people questioned his decision to take on Mike Perry, wondering why he would pivot to this fight now and risk losing the biggest payday of his life against Mike Tyson if he were to lose to Perry. He acknowledged Perry's reputation as a violent killer, an undefeated bare-knuckle legend, noting that Perry takes punches effortlessly, is fast, athletic, hits hard, and is a brawler. Paul emphasized that he could not take this fight lightly and recognized the overall risk involved. He stated that he believed that maintaining this mindset would lead him to victory. Jake added, "I need the experience. I need to stay active. I fear no man. I'm ready anytime, any place, anyone, and I truly back that up with my action. It's not just something I say. I'm here to become world champion. I've done everything else I wanted to do in boxing. I've exceeded my expectations, so that's my last goal. I will be the cruiserweight world champion." Roy Jones Jr. was the last man to face Mike Tyson in a boxing ring, and he has been sharing his thoughts ahead of Iron Mike's fight against Jake Paul. Unlike the exhibition match against Jones that concluded in a draw, Paul's upcoming bout with Tyson will be an official professional fight. However, it will feature larger gloves and be limited to 8 rounds of 2 minutes each. According to Jones, who spoke with All the Smoke Bout, the outcome of the bout will be decided in the first few rounds. He said, "It all depends on what Mike does. They've got 14-ounce and 2-minute rounds because of his age. So if Mike gets in shape to compete those 2-minute rounds for 8 rounds, they're going to be hard for anybody." Roy further added that Jake had gained weight, reaching 230 or 240 pounds, which could work to his advantage. He noted that with this added weight, Jake might be a different animal, having as much weight as Mike Tyson to be able to push him around. Roy contrasted this with his own experience, mentioning that he wasn't as big as Mike and couldn't push him around. He then said, "So they are kind of balancing the playing fields by allowing Jake to gain that much weight, because if he can sustain 3 or 4 rounds, he can win the fight, but they will be very difficult for him to sustain, because Mike still punches like an animal, and if you can't push him around, he's going to beat you." Speaking to Boxing King Media, the former world champion at 4 weights expressed his expectation that Tyson's strength will put Paul in his place. He said, "When you're a warrior, it doesn't really matter about age. We're warriors. We don't care about getting punched no matter what age we are. That's what we do. If he can get in shape like he did with me to go 8 rounds, he's trouble. He's a problem for anybody because he's Iron Mike. Simple." Roy concluded by emphasizing that Mike Tyson doesn't know how to hold back, comparing him to a pit bull that doesn't know how to play. He predicted that the match would inevitably turn into a fight. While he didn't think Tyson intended to kill Jake, he believed Tyson would put Jake in his place and demonstrate his capability to do serious harm if he chose to. Roy suggested that if Jake respected this, it would be fine, but if not, Tyson would do what he needed to do. Meanwhile, there are some rumors that Tyson is training with Terence Crawford. The training regimen designed by this powerhouse duo is both rigorous and innovative. Tyson and Crawford focus on intensive strength and conditioning sessions to ensure Tyson's power and endurance are at their peak. This includes weight training, resistance exercises, and high-intensity interval training. With Crawford's guidance, Tyson is honing his technical skills, including footwork, defensive maneuvers, and combination punching. Sparring sessions are intense, with Crawford pushing Tyson to adapt to different styles and scenarios. Tyson is working on regaining his legendary speed and agility. Drills involve agility ladders, speed bags, and reflex training to sharpen his quickness and reaction time.
Be careful on that uppercut. Be careful on that.
Crawford and Tyson reportedly engage in strategic discussions to plan the fight approach against Jake Paul. They analyze Paul's previous fights, identifying weaknesses and devising counter strategies. Crawford's influence on Tyson's training cannot be understated. Known for his cerebral approach to boxing, Crawford is instilling a tactical mindset in Tyson. This involves introducing advanced tactics and techniques that align with the current state of professional boxing, making Tyson's style more adaptable and unpredictable, emphasizing mental toughness and focus, ensuring Tyson remains composed and strategic under pressure.
One more.
Moreover, Tyson's preparation is not just about physical readiness, it's also about mental rejuvenation. The former champion has expressed immense respect for Crawford, considering this partnership a significant boost to his confidence and mindset. Tyson is also adopting modern recovery techniques, including cryotherapy, massage therapy, and nutritional optimization, ensuring his body can withstand the rigors of intense training. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.